I want to expose some real estate funding myths that a lot of people get hung up on that prevents them from doing deals for sometimes years or decades. So my name's Dustin Hahn, and we use the strategies on this channel to do 5 to 10 deals per month. We do most of our deals virtually, and we have a unique way of finding property for 40 to 90% below market value. So make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the content. So I want to expose actually two of the big funding myths, and this is going to be mostly probably for rookie investors or people who are selling maybe information on how to get funding. So let's go ahead and let's dive into this. Now, one of the most common questions or statements people will say, they'll say, Dustin, I have the deals, I just can't find the buyers. And my first response to that is, well, you clearly don't have a deal. The thing to keep in mind is if you're having trouble with funding, it means you don't have a good deal. If you have a good deal, selling it or getting funding is going to be the easiest part of the whole equation. Now, it does take some effort and some work to get a good deal. So actually below this video is a link to a training called How to Buy Property 40 to 90% below market value. Check that out if you're struggling to find the deals. So here's a couple of the myths, okay? The funding situation on a deal, 95% of the time should not prevent you from making money on that deal. And here's what I mean. Any deal that you're struggling to get funding with, or any deal that you need funding for is a better way to put it, is a property that you should be able to make $10,000 to $30,000 profit on if you decided to wholesale it, okay? So the funding should never be your excuse for not making money or doing real estate. And if you have been using it as an excuse, you don't have a good deal. So coming back to it, all right? You have a property, say it's worth 100 grand, you have it under contract for 50, maybe it needs, 5, 10 grand worth of repair. And you want to get $50,000 in funding, but you're saying, oh, I can't find funding. Well, that should not be a big deal because you can just go ahead and wholesale that contract and make $10,000 to $30,000 because it's a good deal. The lack of funding should never be your reason not to make money. Now, the other side of it is there are some people who sell programs and courses. How dare they, the devil's out there selling the courses. They might sell programs on how to get funding, or they'll be like, hey, sign up for my coaching program and we'll fund all of your deals. Well, here's the thing. Some people, it's almost like they're baited into that thinking if I go with this person, they're gonna fund my deals. Now, we do lots of deals. Any person that brings a deal to me we're gonna partner on, you should never be needy for needing anyone to fund that deal, because you could say, hey, Dustin, I have a fix and flip here and I wanna get funding from it or for the property from you. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to fund this. And you say, hey, you know what? No big deal. I'll just wholesale it for a quick 15,000 bucks. So you should always be the attractive person in the room because you have the deal. Okay. It's never the other way around. Because remember, anybody who's also selling a program or offering to provide funding, why would they think about it this way? Why would they fund a deal that you can't even wholesale? A smart investor isn't going to buy garbage or junk. They're going to be able to identify if the property has profit potential. And that's what I love about real estate is you can evaluate it very, very quickly and see if it's a good deal or not. So let's talk about the 5% of the time where you will need funding and it's going to be a legitimate reason. Because remember in the beginning, I said 95% of the time you are going to be able to wholesale this deal. And by the way, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you like this information. So some of your most profitable deals will come in a very tight time crunch. So say for example, you find a deal on Monday and it's going to foreclosure auction on like a Wednesday or a Thursday. Now, that's not enough time to get the full amount to wholesale that property because your end buyer is going to know and say like, why do you need to move so quick? And then they're going to grind you on the price because they have the money and he who has the money makes the rules. So in this situation, you need to move fast. So 5% of the time when you can't get the funding in time, that's going to be because of a situation like the foreclosure or something to where if it's not funded by this date, the deal is gone. So in that situation, that's when it's a good idea to reach out. Maybe you have a line of credit or hard money or partnering with somebody on that deal to go ahead and fund it. But that's really, probably, out of the hundreds of deals that we do, about 5% of the time that's going to happen. And in most situations, you'll be able to wholesale it. So I want that to be kind of the reframe on funding for your deals. If you can't find funding, 95% of the time, you don't have a deal, okay? So if you want to learn how to find properties that are easy to get funded, easy to flip, we have free training called How to Buy Property for 40 to 90% Below Market Value. It gives you a copy of our wholesale contract. We had our attorney create if you want to get started. It's basically like a wholesale starter kit. You can use it for fix and flips as well. We got a rehab repair sheet and then a fun little handout on 4 critical things to avoid when investing. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.